Good morning, everyone. I hope you are ready for a nice hearty snack this morning. But don't worry, there'll be a little treat at the end of that. But I will give options. So there will be a few more challenging exercises. But if you do have injuries, sore back, sore knees, sore shoulders, just make sure that you do, avail yourself of those easier options. All right, good. I see I have a distraction. I just need to close that door. Give me one moment. There we go. All right, so your flexibility test, standing spine roll. So try to bring yourself back to basics and concentrate on all those small things which help to make the exercise more effective. So the one thing is really concentrate on your breathing. Get that breath to the base of the lungs. So once again, Pilates is not an aerobic exercise, but if you do get that good lung expansion, then it does help to increase your lung capacity, expanding through that rib cage. And we all need good lung capacity in this time going into these winter flus, and especially with what's happening at the moment. All right, standing spine roll. Breathe in, grow taller. Breathing out, chin to chest, peel your spine off that imaginary wall. Notice how far down you're reaching. Breathing out, use the abdominals to support your spine and uncurl to the upright. And again, deep breath in, grow taller. Breathing out, chin to chest, and roll it down. Notice how far you're reaching. Use the abdominals from halfway up, tuck with the pelvis, squeeze the core to the upright. And last one, breathe in, grow taller. Breathing out, chin to chest, and roll it down. Notice how far you're reaching. Use the abdominals and uncurl to the upright. So we're going to do a little bit of jumping first. So that pounding is good for helping osteoporosis, prevention of osteoporosis. But if you do need it, you can hold onto the chair. All right? So you can hold onto that chair and do your jumping, holding on. If you're not that confident, just jumping. All right, so you can either jump like that, or otherwise, if you prefer, you can alternate. But you're just really wanting to get that hard pounding through those bones. All right, so whichever one you choose, but make sure that you're rolling down through your foot. So you're going down on the ball of the foot and then the heel. What's that? You're warming up a little bit. Yes, it's not quite winter yet. It's still very warm out there. All right, so that's a great one to snack on through the day, okay? Really wanting to get those pounding through those bones. Okay, and seeing as our legs are nicely warmed up, we're going to do some lunges. But I know lunges aren't for everybody, so I will give you just that easier variation. So if you do have a sore knee, sit well supported in your chair, flex your foot, squeeze your core, lock that knee out straight, hold for about the count of 3 or 5, and then relax it down. Do 10 each leg, 10 one leg, then swap to the other. And concentrate on that locking of the knee. Okay, now you may also want to use your chair if you're doing lunges to make it a little bit easier because it can challenge the balance a bit. So just for that correct lunge technique, really important, basically what we're aiming for is shoulder, hip, and knee should be in a straight line. This knee should be behind the line of the toes. You're trying to dip down as deep as you can, obviously not touching the floor, I'm just showing you the correct position. And so it's you're dipping straight down and straight up. There's no forwards riding. Okay. So if your balance is a little challenged, you can hold on to that chair. The important thing is you are tucking with the pelvis. Now you can still do this one with sore knees, but make sure you may not be dipping down quite so low. All right, count your own 10 in case it doesn't quite coincide with mine. So make sure hips are facing forwards, kneecap in line with that second toe. That also goes for that back knee. Make sure that you're not doing funny things with that back leg. Feet are hip distance apart. Dip yourself straight down, tuck with the pelvis, drive up through that front leg and squeeze through the buttocks. Take it down, don't be in a hurry. Tuck with the pelvis, squeeze the buttocks, push through that front heel. Shoulder blades are in pocket, you're tucking with the pelvis, squeezing the core, driving up through that front heel. So take it down as low as you can. You can feel your thighs and not your knee joints. Take it down, don't be in a hurry, tucking with the pelvis, drive up through that front heel. Take it down, tucking, squeeze the buttocks as you drive up. Make sure you're dipping straight down, tucking with the pelvis, holding, and driving straight up. No forwards motion. Dipping straight down, tucking, squeeze the buttocks to drive straight up. Take it down and hold it there. Shoulder blades are in pocket, being really careful to tuck with the pelvis. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm watching. And drive straight up. Okay. And swap it over to the other side. Make sure those feet are hip distance apart. Check your position. Hips are forward. Tuck with your pelvis. Take yourself down. Check that position. Knee behind the line of the toes. And drive yourself straight up. We're trying to dip down for full range of movement, getting that thigh parallel to the floor. So take it down, squeeze the buttocks to drive up. Shoulder blades are in pocket, tuck with the pelvis. Take it down, squeeze the buttocks to drive up. Take it down, tuck with the pelvis, push through that front heel and squeeze the buttocks. Take yourself down, squeeze the buttocks to drive up. Take it down, tuck with the pelvis, don't be in a hurry, and drive up through that front heel. Take it straight down, squeeze the buttocks to drive up. The cherry on the top of the snack is your hold. Take it down and hold it there. Don't be in a hurry, hold it. Squeeze the buttocks, squeeze your core, and drive it. Just give those legs a little shake. They'll be ready for their stretch out. All right. Now, if you did want to, you can stretch using the chair. So you can do, we're going to start with the buttock stretch. You can do your normal buttock stretch on the floor, otherwise sitting in the chair. Put the foot on the knee, either the foot closer to the knee or more of a challenge. Bring that foot in a little closer. Make sure you're not leaning off to the side. Equal pressure and leaning forwards, hinging forwards with the straight back. And breathe, nice deep breaths. So get the breath to the base of the lungs. Breathe in through the nose and sigh out through a relaxed mouth. And changing sides. So foot on the knee, otherwise bring it in a little closer. Drop that knee out as wide as you can. And leaning forwards, keep the pressure on that left buttock and lean forwards. So feel the stretch through into that right buttock. If this isn't working for you, then lie on the floor on your back to do it. And easing out of that, your hamstring stretch. That chair straight out in front of you. Make sure that your hips are square. You're not twisted through that pelvis. And as you pop your leg up, still keep that hip back. So imagine the buttocks are resting on a wall, not twisting. Flex your foot, a soft knee, and with a straight back, hinge forwards. Press that hip backwards and hinge forwards until you feel it into that hamstring. And as you flex that foot strongly, coming into the calf as well. This is not what I'm after. A nice straight back as you hinge into it. Breathe through your stretch. Keep that foot nice and upright. Don't let it flop out. So be aware of your positioning. And then changing sides. Hips square on. Flex your foot, soft knee. Don't push down on that knee. And leaning forwards. Push that hip back. Flex your foot. With the straight back, leaning into it. So feeling it into the hamstring. and easing out of that. Now your thigh stretch, so feel free to lie on your stomach on the floor or on your side. If you are holding that chair, I'll just show you sideways. So it's always easier if you bring that leg forwards to hold onto your ankle, then take it back. Now tap with the pelvis, lock your pelvis into position, and then pull that knee back and behind. Keep tucking with the pelvis. So you're pushing forwards with those hips as you try and draw that knee back and behind and try to get that heel touching the buttock. Standing as straight as possible and try to get your knees together. So push back and behind with that knee and changing sides. So bring that leg forwards, holding onto your ankle, heel to the buttock, lock your pelvis and pull back and behind. Staying as straight as possible. Pull back and behind. And easing out of that. All right, keep your chair close by. You may need it again. And we'll take it down onto the floor and do heel taps. So nice, easy abdominal one, but the important thing is that you are keeping your pelvis nice and stable. Just need to adjust this. Give me a moment. All right. Okay, so heel taps. So you're needing to maintain a pelvic tilt. So when you lie on your back, make sure that you lift the buttocks up, move those buttocks out the way, get a flatter, more stable spine. Maintain your pelvic tilt, lower back is imprinted. Knees are in line with the belly button. Calves are parallel to the floor, flex the feet, palms are facing up. Now, if you do have a sore neck, remember that towel or cushion in underneath your head. Keep that same bend in the knee and hinge from your hip. Being really careful to pull those abdominals in. So your pelvis should stay stable. Yes, Sharon, keep that lower back imprinted to the floor. Concentrate on your breathing, breathing out as you lower, and a deep breath in as you lift. Now, if you are finding this easy, this Gail, this one's for you, rather do the double leg. Keep your inner thighs squeezed together. Make sure that you are putting those tummy muscles in. Never brace by pushing them out. Always brace by pulling in. You're wanting to support your own spine, not the world, not just yet anyway. Keep those knees glued together. Keep the lower back imprinted. Should feel this one more in those lower abdominals, below the belly button. And if you feel it in your back, then swap back to your single leg. If you're finding it hard, you don't even need to touch the floor. But pull in. Keep those abdominals pulled in, lower back imprinted. One more with each leg. Keep the shoulders relaxed, chin tucked in, and hug your knees to the chest. So that's the rest position when you're lying on your back, knees into your chest. And also if you have a sore knee and don't want to go into the rest position on the stomach, rest position on the back is that. All right, now it's time for your hover, and we're working out towards that 2-minute hover. So we're going to be doing 1.5 minutes today, and just adding on a little 30-seconder at the end. Okay, now really watch your positioning. It's all in that position of the pelvis, so you need to draw in and tuck under. So you don't want to go into a sway in the back. That's when you feel it in the back. So make sure that you're feeling it in those correct muscles. Your forearms are parallel, elbows in underneath the shoulders. Make sure that you start on your knees. Check, look for yourself that those hips are shoulder height. Getting ready, you can either stay on the knees, otherwise tuck the toes, lift it, and hold it. All right. Concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in for a count of 4. Slow breath out for a count of 6. Breathe all the air out, squeezing the core, as well as engaging through the pelvic floor. Pinching the buttocks will give you more stability. Keep those palms facing up and no hunching with your shoulders. Check once again that your hips keep at shoulder height. So if they're not dipping down and you're not up there, tuck under. Pinching the buttocks will give you more stability. On your breath out, squeeze the core as well as engaging through the pelvic floor. You're doing really well. That's already a minute. Just 30 seconds to go. You can always go to the knees if you need to. Just make sure that you're isolating into those abdominals, not feeling your back. So maintain that tuck with the pelvis. Release it gently. Have a short half-time break. Well, it's a little bit more than half-time, so it's nice to think you've only got 30 seconds left. With the emphasis on a short break. So back up, check those hips, they're shoulder height, tuck your toes and hold it there. So be vigilant with that pelvic tilt. Squeeze your core, that core sit around your center. And make sure on your breath out, you're also engaging through the pelvic floor. Release it gently, and you go into rest position. So feet together, make sure that your knees are wide so that you can sink your chest down low, flatten your spine. And time for a side hover. Now, if you do have sore shoulders and the side hover is not for you, you can still continue with another front hover, or you can be on all fours and do your one arm, one leg. All right. So you can also drop back to your easier variation with the side hover, where you're on your knees, your calves are bent back behind you, a straight line with your body. So be careful, those knees aren't forwards, they're back behind. And now we're going to work up towards 45 seconds. So today we'll do 45 seconds. I will tell you when it's 30 seconds. So if you need to, you can go down. Getting ready, lift it up and hold it there, reaching that top arm up. Now if you do want to challenge, you can raise and lower that top leg. Keep those hips lifted, feel it working around your waist. So looking forwards, neck in line with the rest of the spine. Shoulder blades are in pocket, no hunching. Breathing out to lift and in to lower. That's 30 seconds. Please try to keep going that extra 15. You can just hold it there if you need to. So keep pressing those hips up. Nice straight line with the body. Release it gently. And that was 45. Well done. All right. And over onto the other side. So elbow underneath your shoulder. If you went on the knees, do the same thing on this side. So on that second hand, lift it up, hold it there. So remember, 45 seconds. Breathe out to raise, in to lower. Maintain a tuck with your pelvis. Keep your hips vertically stacked, shoulders vertically stacked. Breathe out to lift and in to lower. You can just hold it there. Maintain a tuck with the pelvis. That's 30 seconds. Remember, we're going to keep trying to go for that 45. Keep that with this. Squeeze your core, that core sit around your center. Don't let your head drop. Release it. Gently relax through your shoulders. And that wasn't that bad, that 45, was it? And that's once again very hot. All right, we'll do a little easier one side to side. So that's just to recover a little bit after those more challenging ones. But side to side is a really good one. Very good if you've got a sore lower back. Good for that flexibility. We don't often get that full twisting movement. And the spine does need all those different movements. Sip of water. Okay. Taking the arms out shoulder level, feet together, knees together. Push through with your hips. Try and get those knees as flat onto the floor as possible. Use the abdominals, tap with the pelvis. Smoothly across to the other side. Keep that opposite arm and shoulder pressed flat into the floor. Squeeze core and inner thighs to lift. So you're aiming for that full range of movement. You're always working within your limits. So if it's sore, you'll stop a little early. And back up again. Now you've got side to side with the knees bent. You can take it halfway to make it easier, or as low as you can with that opposite arm and shoulder remain flat. Or for more of a challenge, pendulum, arms to your sides. Big toes are together, feet are flexed. You take your feet as low to the floor as you can, that shoulder is still on the floor. Yes, the buttock lifts off the floor. And back up again. Try to keep your feet above your hips. So you're just going directly to the side. You're using those abdominals to rock back to the center. Keep your shoulders flat, and you can turn to look to the fingers of the opposite hand. Keep that shoulder pressed into the floor, squeezing core and inner thighs to lift. Breathing out to lower, and a deep breath in as you raise. So use your breathing. Make sure you use those abdominals, rocking the legs back up. Breathing out to lower, and a deep breath in to lift. One more to each side. As low as you can, you keep those shoulders down, and the feet stay in line with your hips. And back up again. Hug your knees to the chest. We'll do our twist, our stretch. So your easier one, arms around shoulder level, knees are vertically stacked as you take them to the right-hand side. Try to get those knees nice and close into your armpit. Otherwise, right leg out straight, left leg up and over, foot to the floor, and then try to relax that knee down within your limits of discomfort. Just breathe through it, relax into the twist, don't force it. Make sure that you beeline so that your back does stay supported. Carefully as you come out of this, squeeze the core, use the abdominals, carefully and slowly up to the other side. So leg out straight, up and over, foot to the floor, or otherwise knees vertically stacked if you did so on the other side. And keep that shoulder down as flat as possible. And breathe through your stretch. Keep beelining. Relax into that twist. Squeeze the core, use the abdominals, carefully and slowly up, and rock your knees into the chest. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit more of a challenging one, the corkscrew. This one's for you, Sue. It's her favourite. But if you do have a sore lower back, the corkscrew is not for you. You can go back to doing perfect abdominal curl, which we actually haven't done so far today. So you'll keep your natural curve, knees together, feet flexed and apart, either fingers interlinked behind your head, otherwise hands on opposite shoulders, and you will squeeze ribs to hips, just moving through a very small range of movement, beelining throughout. All right, so that's if you have a sore back, or if you're just finding it challenging and feeling those abdominals, then try to challenge yourself. But it's just if you have those back issues. So 2 different ways of doing it to make it easier. Arms around shoulder level and the knees are bent and the legs are in parallel. You're drawing circles up on the ceiling. So you take it down where the legs are lowered, your lower back is still imprinted. and back up again. The buttocks will lift up off the floor as you go to the side. Once you're back up to vertical, you reverse that circle. To make it more challenging, arms are closer to your sides, knees are straight, and your big toes are locked together. You try to do as large a circle as you can, where the legs are lowered, your lower back is still imprinted. And try and do a perfect circle. So you take the legs as far out to the side as you do vertically. Now concentrate on your breathing. Breathe out to lower so that you flatten the rib cage, flatten the abdominals, and a deep breath in as you lift. If you are feeling it in your back, drop back to just doing a small, subtle circle. But concentrate on pulling in, flattening, and not arching through that lower back. If you need a challenge, yes, Maureen, you need that challenge. Do a nice large circle while pulling those abdominals in. Breathing out to lower, deep breath in to lift. Lengthen the abdominals to lower, squeeze core and inner thighs to lift. Taking the legs as far out to the side as you do vertically. Lengthening those abdominals, squeezing core and inner thighs as you raise. Breathing out to lower, deep breath in to raise. You've got one more, there's always one more. And hug those knees close to the chest. Squeeze the knees in and give those knees a circle. Reverse your circle. Okay, and we're going to do rollbacks. And I'm sure a few of you enjoyed the rollbacks with the chair. So if you do need a challenge, use the chair. Same thing, if the rollbacks are not for you, you can either go back to heel taps or side to side. And yes, Janine, my mat is running away yet again. Bring that chair in a little closer. So I'll just show you those options. So you can do just your normal rollbacks where you are going halfway down, tucking with the pelvis and squeezing ribs to hips, or rolling down as low as you can. You can still bring yourself back up again. Remember, holding hand weights makes it easier. You can put that band around your feet. But keep that same angle, no pushing away, no straightening. Tucking, tucking, tucking. Bring yourself up. Keep those shoulders back. If you'd like that challenge, feet are up on that chair. Probably going a little closer. So last breath out, peel the spine, try to reach your toes. Squeeze the inner thighs, tucking, tucking, tucking. Last breath out, reach for your toes. Sink into the hips, roll it down. Last breath out, peel the spine, reach for your toes. Squeeze the inner thighs, roll it down. Last breath out, reaching for the toes. Sink into the hips, tucking, tucking, tucking. Squeezing ribs to hips, reach for the toes. Roll it down, tucking with the pelvis. But last breath out, reaching for the toes. Sink into the hips, roll it down. Last breath out, reach for the toes, roll it down. Last breath out, reaching for the toes. Reach for the toes. All right. We'll take it down. Now roll yourself down. And reach those arms up and overhead. Now you aim to get your body as flat on the floor as possible. So press the back of the arms to the floor, straighten your elbows. Tuck your chin in, you're pressing the back of the neck to the floor. Shoulder blades to the floor. Pelvic tilt to press that lower back down and press the back of the legs to the floor. And relaxing out of that. All right. Okay, enough of those abdominals for the moment. although we actually never let them go. We never let them rest during the class. So with a nice straight back, hinging forwards, tipping forwards from the pelvis. Now you can sit on a cushion or on a towel. If you find you lock back, you're trying to get that tipping on the pelvis. So leaning into it. So feel that stretch into your inner thighs. Keep your knees locked out straight. And squeeze the core to uncurl. We'll do a spiral stretch. Make sure the one leg is directly out in front of you, the foot at the level of the knee. You're going to be in this rotated position. When you come out of the stretch, if you do have a sore back, face the straight leg to bring yourself out of it. If your back is not sore, you can face the bent leg to come out. So deep breath in, rotate to the bent leg, breathing out, lift yourself across to the straight leg. If you can reach the foot, hold the inside of the foot. Otherwise, hold the leg where you comfortably can. Slide your hand between your shoulder blades, elbow tuck close. Twist your chest to the ceiling, bend the elbow, armpit closer to that straight leg. With the elbow tucked in close. Nice deep breaths, twisting your chest up to the ceiling so that you feel that stretch through your side. Lean onto the buttock of the straight leg and twist your chest up as much as possible. Consciously relax those stretch muscles. Now one more deep breath. Stretch both hands out towards the straight leg, facing straight or bent leg. Squeeze the core to the center, release it down. And yes, I didn't do the pretzel, but you can go to the pretzel, which I will show you. I'm sure a few of you probably did it. Deep breath in, rotate to the bent leg, breathing out across to the straight leg, holding the inside of the foot, other hand between the shoulder blades, elbow tucked close, twisting up to the ceiling. That pretzel, hand that's on the foot, walks forwards at a 45-degree angle. The other hand reaches to touch the foot, look underneath the armpit towards the ceiling. So twisting your chest up as much as possible. Nice deep breaths into the armpits. One more deep breath, stretch both hands out towards the straight leg, facing straight or bent leg. Squeeze the core to uncurl, release it down. And sitting cross-legged, twist your upper back, hand behind you, hand on the knee, and twist your shoulders square onto the side wall. Nice deep breaths, relax your shoulders, so feel this more on the upper back between those shoulder blades. And across to the other side, hand on the knee, and shoulders square on to the side wall. Now the building site is making a wonderful noise out there. You might just close this one window, hopefully cut the noise out a little, and easing out of that. All right. You're going to be on all fours for the next one, so now we're going to be doing some back strengthening. Okay, so your easier one is on all fours. Be careful to keep soft elbows. Shoulder blades are in pocket. Squeeze your core, keep that pelvis square down to the ceiling, and neck in line with the rest of the spine. Don't allow your head to drop. Hand in line with your shoulder, heel in line with your hip. Flex your foot and squeeze your buttocks. Hold, hold, hold. Put up the count of 3, and then swap sides. That is your easier one. Now your more challenging one, you are in the plank position. Now you want to be in a straight line. Make sure that your shoulder stays above your wrist. So you're not wanting this, all right? If you find you're kicking the leg up high, you are in the wrong position. Shoulders are above those wrists. Small little lift, hold, 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 and change sides. So now we're going to be aiming for 12 each side. If you do that easier one, it's more about the hold, don't worry about the number of repetitions. We're alternating. So 1, 1. Squeeze your core. Shoulder blades are in pocket. And soft elbows, no locking out on those elbows. Squeeze the buttocks. I've already lost count. Maureen, what are we up to? Keep a nice straight line. Keep strong through your center. Squeeze your core. Breathe out to lift, in to lower. One more each side. Release it down. Give your wrists a little shake. Okay. And we'll be over onto our stomachs now and holding your hand weights if you have some. Make sure that your legs are shoulder distance or mat distance apart and have your weights up vertically. You're going to concentrate on upper back, lower back, and triceps, back of the arms. Lift your arms higher than your torso, pinch your shoulder blades, and release it down. Being careful not to pull with your neck. Head comes along for the ride. So keep your chin tucked in. Reach hands for toes. Breathe in to lift, breathing out to lower. So concentrate on that breathing. If your back is sore, keep it small and subtle. If you want to challenge, lift up as high as you comfortably can. And Ira, thank you for that marvelous video you sent. I think I will share it on the quarantine page. So someone doing nice, different, more challenging swimming over the edge of the kitchen bench. Marvelous. Cherry on the top, lift it and hold it. Pinch your shoulder blades. Lift those arms a little higher. Holding, holding, holding. Release it gently. Okay. So now you've got your stomach. One arm, one leg. Now whenever you're lying in your stomach, make sure that you're pulling your stomach away from the floor. Never brace by pushing into the floor. Support your spine, not the floor. So you can have one arm, one leg resting on the floor, or otherwise arms and legs are lifted. Nice, slow swimming. Keep your torso and pelvis locked still. So you can do it the easier one. One arm, one leg, opposite sides. If you do have sore shoulders, you can just for your legs. Breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. Have a short rest and another set when you are ready. Breathe out to raise, in to lower. Squeeze the buttocks. Get your thigh lifting up off the floor. Keep your torso locked still. Release it gently. Fast swimming. So you can do forward resting on the hands, so just the legs. You can still touch the floor and do it slower if you need to. Otherwise, arms and legs. Percussion breathing. Keep your torso locked nice and still. Release it gently. Come on, Kim, you can do it. Last set. That percussion breathing. So last breath out. Release it gently. Back extensions, think of flexibility into your lower back. So hands are next to your shoulders. Make sure your legs are wide. onto your forearms, onto your hands. Now, if your back is sore, you may not want to go quite so high. Gradually nudge yourself up high. Back onto the elbows and down. If your back is stiff, you may want to have your hands a little further forwards, in which case you'll get a little bit less bending into your lower back. So, deep breath in to lift. Keep those hips pressed to the floor. Back onto the elbows and down. Deep breath in to push up. Breathing out to release. And if you like a challenge, you can hold on to those ankles. Deb, this one's for you. Really well done. Getting colder than last time. So hold on to those ankles. Press the heels up. Put on your feet. Lift the chest. Lift the thighs. And release it down. So heels to the ceiling. Put on the feet. Pinch your shoulder blades. Get those thighs lifting. And release. Breathe in to lift. And breathing out to release. Push your heels up. Put on your feet. And release. Heels to the ceiling. Lift the chest. Lift the thighs. Release with control. Heels to the ceiling. Put on your feet. And release. Pressing the heels up. And release. And again, pushing those heels up. And release. For your last one, we're going to come back to one of the easier ones. Push yourself up. Bend your elbows. And stop just before the floor. Not touching, just before the floor. Keep that chest lifted. Squeeze your core. Pull those tummy muscles away from the floor. No hunching. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. Keep holding. So make acquaintance with those triceps. Release it gently and into rest position. So now you should feel those back muscles are feeling really tight and they're needing that stretch out. So just take yourself slowly into rest position. Feel as if you're melting into the floor and consciously relax those back muscles. Easing out of that. And we're going to do shoulder bridge. You can use your chair again. So as I said before, the benefit of using the chair is you work those buttocks and hamstrings more. Otherwise, you can, as we do in class, place your feet on the wall. The benefit of popping the feet on the wall is you are able to mobilize that thoracic spine a little bit more. Okay, my chair is not quite heavy enough to get that mobilization of the lower back. Right. I'm going to be kicking my paintings. I'm going to just do it. Yeah, so your options are, so if your back is sore, I suggest rather just keeping your feet on the floor. Make sure your ankle is in underneath your knee, and you'll do your pelvic tilt. Otherwise, if you are using your chair, get those buttocks a little closer to the chair. Squeeze your knees together and have your feet hip distance apart. So pelvic tilt using tummy and pelvic floor. Squeeze the buttocks and press your hips up. Now try to get that nice straight line from your shoulder to your knee. And tuck with the pelvis. Use those abdominals. Roll yourself down. Now if you find you are cramping, squeeze those buttocks more and squeeze your inner thighs more. And if you really have to, pop those feet back onto the floor. So pelvic tilt, peel your spine up. Squeeze the core, squeeze those buttocks, push the hips up, and tuck with the pelvis. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Last thing you do is release through that pelvic tilt. So peel your spine off. Make sure you do start with that tuck and peel your spine off. Squeeze the buttocks really tight. Push your hips up high and roll yourself down. Pelvic tilt, hold it there a moment. Make sure that lower back is imprinted. Then squeeze the buttocks. Tuck your chin in, push your shoulders into the floor. Squeeze the buttocks, squeeze in from those inner thighs. And roll your spine down. And again, peeling your spine up off the floor. push your hips up high, lift them up that extra centimetre, and roll your spine down. Keep that pelvic tilt, keep it. It's the last thing that you release. So tuck and peel and push your hips up really high. Feel those buttocks working as you get that extra centimetre higher. And roll your spine down. Peel your spine up off the floor. Push your hips up high. Get the extra push higher. And roll your spine down. And is anyone else's hamstrings killing them? Last one. Peel your spine up off that floor. Push the hips up higher, and roll it down. Now, if you feel like you need a hamstring stretch at the end of that, give that leg a little stretch out. Pull those toes back and push up with the heel, down with the hip, knee to shoulder. All right, and other side, because those hamstrings certainly work a lot stronger when those feet are up on the chair. And easing out of that. Right. Now, just a quick roll with the ball. So, you do have tight buttocks. It can give you a sore lower back. So, if you don't have a spiky ball, then a tennis ball will do. Just don't roll on your mat because it will wreck your mat. So, I'll just get that one out the way. Now, you can do it in the bridging position if you find it too much on your hands. So you can be in that bridging position, pop that ball in underneath, you can have that leg out straight or bent, and roll on your ball. But I prefer sitting on it. It's a little bit more painful and a little bit more effective. So I'm putting it in underneath the right buttock, I'm letting that right knee flop out, and rolling on that ball, looking for sore spots into the buttock. Okay, so after doing those lunges, I'm hoping you've got the buttocks working and the thighs working, and this rolling will help to relieve that post-exercise pain into the buttocks. And other side. So sitting on it, now so it's underneath my left buttock and I'm flopping my left knee. I'm putting pressure on the hands and on that foot so that I can adjust how much pressure I put onto that ball. But try to put as much pressure as you can onto that ball. Now you can lean back a little further onto your elbow and get more into that upper buttock, lower back area. So looking for sore spots. And you can bring it a little bit more on the outside as well. So look for those sore spots. Okay. So when you do have a sore lower back, remember that spiky ball. Look right into the center of the buttock and then into that upper buttock, lower back area. You can also work into the muscles on either side of the spine there. Okay. And between the shoulder blades, for you've been ironing. I know Anne is an ironing enthusiast. All right. We are up to arms. And I thought we would have a fun snack today with the arms. We've got some push-ups. Now, push-ups are suitable for everybody, but you need to choose your position. Okay. So we're going to do 2 sets of push-ups. There's tricep push-ups, which are narrow, or otherwise a chest push-up. Your tricep push-ups are more challenging, which is why we will do them first. Okay, I'm just going to adjust that. If you do have a sore shoulder or need to make it easier, you'll do it against the wall. So make sure your wrist is in line with your shoulder. And you're going to move your body like a plank. So hopefully you'll be able to see me over here. The further away from the wall your feet are, the more challenging you'll make it. Spread your fingers wide. Move your body as a whole. Stop just before the wall and push yourself up. Okay. Otherwise, on the floor, on all fours, make sure your shoulder stays above your wrist and you'll take it down and push yourself up. And now I need to adjust that again. This is no good. All right. So you'll be like that. So make sure you're not rocking back like that. Keep your shoulder above the wrist. Tuck your elbows in so they're gliding past your rib cage. More of a challenge you are in this position. Move your body like a whole. We're going to do 10. So choose your position. Fingers are spread wide. Squeeze your core. It's like a moving hover. Breathe out to lower. Deep breath in to push up. No hunching with your shoulders. To make it easier, don't dip down too low. Don't reach down with the head. Neck stays in line with the rest of the spine. So you see, I'm not going that low, but I'm keeping those elbows tucked in, close to the torso, and moving the body as a whole. So no sagging in through that lower back. Breathe out to lower, deep breath in to push up. One more. All right. Now chest push-ups. I just want to show you on my knees because I keep on having to adjust that screen. But you will be standing just as you did with the previous one. But your positioning is like that. So your elbow is in line with your wrist. You'll take the chest to the wall and push yourself away. So elbow in line with your wrist. So that you're like that against the wall or on the floor. So now your hands will be out wide. So you can be in this position on all fours again. So make sure straight line through there. Elbow above your wrist, squeeze in, push yourself away. Otherwise, you are there. Now, take yourself down, just where that elbow's a 90, push the floor away from you. You can do some on your toes. Yes, Maureen and Amber, this one's for you. Onto the toes. But be really careful you're not sagging in through the back or doing that. So if you need to, just drop back to that easier variation. Breathe out to lower, deep breath in to push up. 10. Breathe out to lower, deep breath in to push up. Squeeze your core. Neck in line with the rest of the spine. Push the floor away from you. Move your body as a whole. Remember, it's like a moving hover. Breathe out to lower, squeeze the core. One more. All right. Just give those wrists a little shake. And now's a good time to do your pec stretch. So against the wall again. One more adjustment. So pec stretch. Elbow a little higher than your shoulder, back behind your torso. Feet to the center of the room. Lean into that stretch. So feel that pull coming through to the front of your chest. Turn the feet towards the wall, ease your arm off, over onto the other side. Elbow a little higher than the shoulder, feet to the center, leaning forwards into that. Make sure the pull comes through into the chest. Turn the feet towards the wall, ease that arm off. And we have meditation. This is your dessert. Okay. So, benefits of meditation, besides just being nice, it does help to lower your blood pressure, and it is good for immunity. It is also good for helping to calm you down, good for anxiety, good for stress, and lots of other things. All right, but don't just do it once a day with me. It's something that, once again, is a great thing to do on a daily basis. Now, your chair might come in handy, especially if you have a sore back and want to lift those legs. You can also pop them up the wall, or you can rest your legs so that they are raised up on that chair. And that's quite nice and comfortable. If you are flat on the floor, make sure that you're not with a big arch into your back. Lift those buttocks up, move the buttocks out the way. And so then as you take yourself down, you'll have that flatter, more stable spine. I'll be resting my feet so that they are raised. Okay. So, closing your eyes and bring your attention to your breathing. So first of all, relax your stomach muscles. You're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathe in for a slow count of 5. Bring the breath in through the stomach, into the tummy, expand through the rib cage, and bring the breath right up to the collarbones. On your breath out, relax through the collarbones, relax through the chest, and gently pulling the tummy in. So deep, slow, rhythmical breaths. So notice the rise of the stomach, sideways expansion of the rib cage, and bringing the breath right up to the collarbones. And on that breath out, relax through the collarbones, relax through the chest, and gently pulling the tummy in. So keep those deep, slow, rhythmical breaths flowing throughout. Bring your attention to your body. Notice any areas of tension or discomfort. Notice where your body is resting on the floor and where there is a space between your body and the floor. Look for symmetry. Do you have equal weight distribution on your left and right side? Are your hands flopping out equally? Are your legs flopping out equally? Now flex your feet and curl your toes in as tightly as possible, as if you're trying to hold a pencil with your toes. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then separate your toes out wide and circle your ankles. And relax through your feet. Now lock your knees out completely straight. Feel those thigh muscles. You can either flex your feet or point your toes. Lock those knees straight. And then relax through the legs. Let them flop out equally. Squeeze the buttocks really tight. Hold it. And then relax through the buttocks. Gently rock from side to side and settle in the center. Draw the tummy and pelvic floor in and press your lower back flat onto the floor. Hold it. And then relax into your lower back, relax the stomach. Make a fist. Squeeze your hands really tight and include the thumbs. Make sure you're squeezing in with all the fingers as tight as possible. And then let the hand go. Circle out through your wrists. Spread your fingers wide, including the thumbs. Take them out as wide as possible. And then relax through the hands. Now lock your elbows out completely straight. Make sure left and right are working equally hard. Hold it. And then relax. Melt into those arms. Let your hands flop out equally. Press your shoulder blades into the floor. And then relax. Tuck your chin in, back through the curve of the neck. And then relax. Relax your scalp. Relax your forehead. And your eyebrows and your eyes. Your cheeks. And your jaw. The tongue loosely on the roof of the mouth. Relax your lips. Bring your attention once more to your breathing. Nice, deep, slow, rhythmical breaths. Notice how your tummy rises, the rib cage expands, and the breath comes right up to the collarbones. And on the breath out, relaxing through the collarbones, relaxing the chest, and gently pulling the tummy in. Try and lengthen those breaths out a little more. So try and breathe in for a count of 7 or 8 and breathe out for 8. Wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. And slowly roll over onto your side. And in your own time, coming into sitting cross-legged. And stretching out through the neck, looking over your shoulder and over the other side. Drop your head right back, look right up at the ceiling, and then chin to chest. And ear to shoulder, gentle pull and press down through the heel of the hand. And to the other side, a gentle pull. Clasp your hands, pinch your shoulder blades, lifting up as high as you can, and release. And give those shoulders a nice big circle out, alternating. Big circles. So that's all. I hope you have enjoyed the rest of your week, and watch out for that surprise snack. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day.